Brad and Sam, father and daughter from Toronto.
My name is Brad May, and I played in the NHL for 18 seasons. My nickname, Mayday, came from an overtime goal in 1993.
As an 8-year-old girl, my dad winning the cup, it was so cool. He's my best friend, my hero, my biggest supporter. Growing up with my dad playing hockey definitely taught me to be tough. At the end of the day, it's Team Mayday.
All day.
All day.
Every day.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go.
Awesome. Well, hello, Brad and Sam, the latest team to be eliminated from Amazing Race Canada. So first up, I want to say I was rooting for you guys. I really love the dynamic between you two. So I'm kind of curious, like, what got you motivated to go on the show, and whose idea was it?
It was my idea. For the last few years, I've actually been wanting to do this race with my dad, and we just never found the right time that worked with your schedule. I've always been, let's go, I'll drop anything. I want to do this race. So yeah, this year we made it work, and such a great experience.
Fortunate to be selected to be one of the teams.
Yes.
You know, going through the process, didn't know how that was going to end, but it gave us enough lead time, a month and a half prior to going, to really immerse yourself in it. The coolest part was dropping your phone and not being a part of the world for a month, and being eliminated, coming back and actually knowing that you're like, how many messages did you miss and what's going to be waiting for you was a little daunting, I think. I just wish I never had a phone again.
Yeah.
Wow, being disconnected, right? So when you said it took you like a month and a half. What was like the preparation like? Like, what did you guys do to prepare for the show?
I got a personal trainer. I wanted to, I wanted to get my cardio up and just get in the best shape that I could be in for this race. When it comes down to mental, I realized while being on the show, a lot of it is a mental aspect to it. So yeah, but you actually,
Yeah, we worked out.
Cheers.
We do some late night runs and, you know, just try to get more active. If I can go back, I would go to a dance studio and learn how to actually count bars of music and steps. That would have helped me in the end. But I don't think you can prepare for this kind of stuff. It's basically whatever you've done through your life, whatever that is, you're coming in with those skills and those memories. But doing these challenges, it's not about being in the best shape. It's not about being the smartest. It's a collection of all of it and having the right partner that's gonna fill in the gaps that you miss yourself.
so true. Communication, all of it. There's so many different aspects to this race.
Yeah, the dynamics were really fun, really cool. The whole month together for Sam and I was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely translated like a lot. I'm sure all the viewers can see that. So what would you guys say is like the one thing that each of you brought to the team? Like, you can say it about each other. Like, Brad, you can say one thing about Sam, and you can say one thing about Brad. Like, what's this attribute that you would say you brought to the team?
I want to hear Sam first.
I guess I don't know. I think honestly I could lean on you and anytime, like if I was struggling or if I was running or I'm like, oh my gosh, I knew always, like if I needed to take off my backpack to give it to my dad for a minute to get that air to catch back up, he could handle it. Like no matter what, I was never worried that my dad wouldn't be able to keep up with me. Like no matter what, he always pushes himself, even if he's saying he can't, it's always, no, he will. Like he always pushes himself to that limit. So I could always rely on you. That was a big thing.
I like that. I love compliments, actually.
Nice to meet you.
Getting all the compliments.
Yeah. For me, I think speaking of, I could talk about a number of things, but how incredibly smart and intuitive Sam is. And that was maybe one of the first dynamics or our personalities of what had to change was not be dad and daughter. Your dad knows, you know, listen to me, follow me kind of thing. You're my daughter. As a dad, 52 years old, you know what? Take the back seat and listen to her because she's right. And she's on it. And not only, but how intuitive you were and are. I wouldn't see that on a day-to-day basis because we don't spend that much time together. Doing this race or being together, incredibly impressed the growth of my young girl.
Yeah. I think really brought you guys closer together.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So what would you say your favorite challenge was then?
I love the cars.
Yeah, you did.
And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
football was really fun.
yeah.
I was just more surprised at the football. I didn't think like going into that challenge, I was like, oh my God, it could be me today. It was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get out of this, like overwhelmed. But no, that was really fun. But I love driving the trucks
Mhm.
in Penticton, I believe it was. Yeah, it was beautiful to do that. And it was hard. It was a hard challenge, but very fulfilling to finish it.
I think all of them were great for me, but the one that's memorable was when we were in the Dirty Laundry Vineyard, which is just north of Penticton. And we were there and trying to figure out, and for the viewers that maybe watched and are going to see this, we had to crush grapes, obviously stomp them with your feet, but then get a certain amount of grape juice inside this jug that had this sieve on the top. What you don't know is like you start pouring the juice from stomping the grapes. The skins from the grapes actually cover all the holes into the sieve that you.
Right.
And it was once it was actually in bed, like inside the metal, meshing, you couldn't get rid of it until Sam's like, "Hey, you got to blow on this thing." Whatever, and which was actually it was really funny. We had a
We
great time.
we were crying laughing at that challenge. It was so funny and also just so disturbing.
But
Watch it was like
oh,
we each of us blowing and then oh my God.
but Julian and Olivia, one of the other teams, they actually used their sock as like a cheesecloth.
I'm so
Actually,
smart.
So smart. Like, why
So
didn't I know
smart.
that? Because now, as soon as I heard that that's what they did, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why didn't we figure that out? But
Yeah.
every challenge has many solutions.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have to grind through it. But if I could go back, there's a few things that I kind of do differently. I don't know if it would change anything, but don't you think? There's a few things that you
Oh,
would
for
do.
sure. Yeah, after winning the race, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But hopefully they invite us back because we were a lot of fun and we get invited back for another season.
You were both a lot of fun. So I guess what's one advice that you would give to future contestants that kind of want to come on the Amazing Race Canada?
Do it. I mean, just put in your application, be yourself. Obviously, if you have that outgoing, excited nature to you and have that kind of personality, you're gonna do great. Showcase that as best as you can, and yeah, I mean, go for it. I love doing this with my dad, and just pick your partner, choose the right partner. I'd say being opposites do attract in this race. Having all different kind of characteristics and skills can be very beneficial. So that's that.
Yeah, I would say you got to do it. It was an incredible. If I had two things, it's a vacation or a trip that you could never pay for, and it's an experience that I'm forever grateful for. Just I don't care. Like he's picked the right partner, but at the end of the day, all the teams, and I'd expect them all to say the same thing. Is each one of their relationships, like Samantha and I, are better, bigger, better, stronger now after that experience together. Kind of challenges you in certain ways, but then when you actually had those lucid moments where you're like to stop and smell the roses where you were, those were the best moments.
Yeah.
And where you could just
We
sit
had
there
those.
and we were disconnected from the world. Didn't have social media, didn't have our phones, had no money. Basically we're being our hands held, telling you where you're going to go the next day or whatever it was.
But when will you ever get that chance and that opportunity to be in that kind of world and actually not be on your phone for a month? And I
Probably
think that's
never-
what was
probably never again.
never again. So it's a truly a unique experience. Apply.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. So, I guess this is my final question. This is one thing I like to ask everyone. So we're all here all about going the extra mile. So what was one thing that each one of you would say that you do on your day-to-day where you go the extra mile?
I wake up every morning and me and my boyfriend will send 3 things we're grateful for the day. And just start our day like that. And seriously, it puts like a new perspective on your day and just a positive outlook. So that's something that I do. What about you?
For me, number one, I think that is being kind, recognizing, and I think there's a number of lessons I learned from the Amazing Race, but be kind to everybody. Wake up, make a difference, and that difference could be a small thing from a smile to a hello, but look around, be aware of who's around you. There's people that are struggling on the street. There's families. You don't know what mental headspace that person's in that just cut you off in the car, and why lean on your horn? I go the extra mile to make people's days, to make them smile, and it's actually the easiest thing you can do in life. Like it's harder to avoid all those situations. So for me, it's about thinking about others before yourself.
Oh, well, thank you guys both so much for your time, and wish the best of luck to whatever's next for you too. All right, thanks guys.
Thank you.
So